All right, let us stand this room. All right, how we feeling this Sabbath? Praise God. So, I want to tell you all before we get into prayer that, you know, I see the depth of what Yah is doing. And I'm going to explain a little more of this as we proceed into this message. But you got to understand, you know, I had spent some time, I guess, talking with a few of you all this week. And so the ones I have been sharing with, you got to understand that this is a special appointment that we are making in this lifetime to set ourselves apart from all the affairs of the world and to be the ones that's going to accept the charge to be called children. Because you, and along with the heavenly host and all that belongs to Yahweh, is special above all things. You're going to understand that. Today it's going to be just some introductory things as we finish up Ezekiel 39, which we're not going to finish that part today because I've been getting my hands on quite a bit of research material. And you're talking about understanding this first. So I'm praying that our ears and our eyes be open today. I pray that we be in the right mindset. I also pray that everybody got the ringer off on their phone. All right, so we gonna jack that down. All right, but you know, just want to be in the right vein. Y'all understand, brothers? Want to be in the right vein as we see this thing wind down more and more, and you never tell what's what. But one thing's for sure is that we can store up our treasures in Shemayim with the Most High. Am I correct? Yes. All right, hallelujah. Let's lift holy hands. Dear Heavenly Father, Almighty Yahweh, we bless your holy name. We just thank you. We come that you impart wisdom in us today. We come that we may receive from your heavenly wisdom, Father, those things which cause us to be strengthened as we walk on this path. Knowing, Father, every day we toil through this track, Father, not knowing the manner of things which shall come up against us to destroy us out of the way, the things that come to remove our feet from being firmly rooted on the path of righteousness. So in this, Father, I plead the blood of Jesus over each and every one of your children. I plead it over the lives of those whom you have called to yourself, that no thing is able to cause a weapon to be formed, Father. For we know in your word you said no weapon is formed against us, Father. None of these weapons shall prosper in no way, Father, shape, form, or fashion, Father. So we stand on your word today, Father, and on your holy Sabbath. We come to rest today because we do believe. We come to rest today, Father, because we have heard the word of truth, and we have not walked in disbelief, but we come because we want to lift you up. We want to glorify you. We desire to exalt your name, Lord, in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, Father, we desire to be healed from all the sick ways that our minds have thought in the times past. Father, we come that we may be lifted up by you, Father, by the blood that have atoned for our sins. Prepare us, Father, for this Passover season, that we may come together and glorify you and lift up a mighty resound, Father, and all the voices of Israel, Father, shall praise you when we come together, Father. We thank you in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise y'all. You may be seated. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. All right. All right. I like my new toy, man. I like that. All right. So the title of our message today is, and I didn't get it all at the bottom, but it's here you see on the screen, it says preparing for recovery. But what we're talking about is preparing the lost sheep of Israel for recovery to the land of promise. All right? We're preparing, his people for the promise that was already given. Okay? So, let us go ahead and move on. With us understanding the reproach that is on scattered Israel, we know that there is much reproving needed to remove the reproach off this nation of people. All right? Did everybody hear what I just read? What does that mean to you, Brother Steve-O? Hold on, let me come over there. I want you to say this on this microphone, all right? I'm going to stay over here for a while.
To get all sin off of us. Say it loud. To get all sin off of us.
So he said, get all sin off of us. What do you think, Brother Moore?
Yeah, just removing all the bad name, reputation, bywords off of his people.
Did y'all hear that? Yes, sir. Do anybody disagree with that? All right. So I like what you said. What you think, brother?
Just to remove all the curses.
The curses. So all of that has to do with reproach. Because even as we look, and Yah has pointed out that there is reproach that would be on the daughters of Zion in Isaiah chapter 4. So is Israel filled with reproach. Okay? And so we're going to understand that, because see, when we get into the Ezekiel 39 to finish out what it says in Ezekiel 39, that last part of that chapter, we talked about God, we talked about the burial place the other week, and then the end of it is talking about restoration of Israel to the land, all right? So he's going to restore his people back to that land. Now, you would have to ask yourself, okay, well, why is that land so important? Why can't you just choose something else? But y'all keep his promises, right? Yes, sir. But not only that, it goes deeper than that. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this today, but I'm saying this because I want you to pay attention. So one thing Yah said, Brother Fred, he said that I have given the sun, the moon, and the stars to serve you, but the nations do worship them. You hear this? So think about what he said. He said, I have given the sun, the moon, and the stars to serve you. So if we understand servitude, then there's some usefulness there. There is some gratitude expressed. There is some exchange, right? In being served. So then, let's dig just a surface wise. Do the sun has his own mind or is that it's just an inanimate object? Huh? I think it has a purpose. I think because here's the other thing he said about the sun, the moon, and the stars is that it says that the sun and the heavenly host still goes forward or goes forth in the thing that Yah has commanded them in the day that he commanded them. Creation still goes according to what has been commanded. So that's almost saying almost that they have a choice like you to not do what Yah says to do, but they are still doing it. But you, not so. You have strayed from what Yah desires from us as living beings. All right? So I'm going to leave that right there because we're going to really see why I said that next week. Now, before I move on, if it sounds weird, I want you to raise your hand. If it sounds weird, raise your hand. Because you might be like, what's he talking about? Don't be scared to raise your hand. Like, I don't want to think past the thing. I don't think nothing. Raise your hand. All right, so everybody raise your hand. Let's go ahead and move forward. The whole evil design throughout history was for the knowledge of the nation of Israel to be hidden from their descendants. Okay? Why do you think so many people reject knowledge about the miraculous move of the awakening? Why do you think so? Mother, let me go with you. Why do you think so, Mother Steph?
Because they don't know the truth. They don't want to know the truth.
So you say they don't want to know the truth?
They know, but they don't want to accept the truth.
Okay. We agree with that? Anybody agree with that? Sister Thurman. Hold it.
With knowing comes responsibility, and they don't want to deal with having to do what the truth requires.
Oh man. We ought to just kick this wall down too. All right, Brother Snow.
I think it's been hidden from a lot of people. They're unable to see it because they weren't chosen to see it.
Go with both of those. You know, some people are not yet chosen to see it. Because think about this scenario. It says that some servants have already been awakened, and some servants are going to be awakened later, but they're all going to get paid the same. You see that? So we can't discount it. But let's go. We're going to open up to Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. All right, you ready? All right, go for it.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge. I reject you from being a priest unto me. And since you have forgotten the law of your Elohim, I will also forget your children. The more they increase, the more they sin against me. They change their glory into shame. They feed on the sin of my people. They are greedy for their iniquity. And it shall be like people, like priests. I will punish them for their ways and repay them for their deeds. They shall eat, but not be satisfied. They shall play the whore but not multiply, because they have forsaken the master to devote themselves to whoredom.
All right. So everybody hear that?
Yes, sir.
So because you reject knowledge, Yah said he's going to reject you. So here it is. So we got an instance here where we have to position ourselves not to reject knowledge, because there is some things. We're talking about being restored to the land. See, don't get lost in, because everybody's wondering, you want some oohs and some ahs right now. We can't get oohs and ahs yet. We got to sit and make sure we get some things understood conceptually. Okay? So, here we go. Saints, know that Yah is preparing the descendants for the return home. That's what he's preparing us for. Right or right? Is it?
Yes, sir.
So in knowing that he's doing that, then watch this. So misconception will have it that we can return home simply because we are descendants of the true seed. Now, how far from the truth is that? Are we on point?
We're way off.
Why are we way off? Somebody, why are we off?
Because of the sins that we have.
Pass it back there to her, Mom.
Because the sins that we have taken on, and we have to repent, we have to be delivered, we have to make changes in our life in order to be accepted. It's just not because we have the blood.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things we have been taught. You feel? Excuse me, one down.
There's this buffer real bad.
Alright, you trying to figure out how to turn it down? So you go up there. You might have to go through. I'm gonna keep going. I'll just keep going. Because it's recording. We'll just upload it later. Alright? So, let's look at the next one. Misconception will also have it to appear as though we would only have to believe in certain concepts of the gospel. Is that something true?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move forward. In front of preparing our hearts to hear what's behind the last aspects of Ezekiel 39, we must look at a few things today. So here's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at reproach. All right, we're going to look at the correcting of the bad fruit, and then the intro to being prepared for the land. That's the most important thing. So we're going to be looking at the intro to being prepared for the land. All right, because there is something that has to happen. You can't just come back, because all through the book, when Yah said he was done with Israel, he was done with the backsliding, that was committed by Judah. And he didn't want no more of their burnt offerings, and none of their feast days, and none of the things that they were doing, because you didn't do it with a circumcised heart, right? So, let me ask this. Let me ask this question. How many of us in here got children? Raise your hand. All right. So, let me take you, my sister. How old are your children? Your son. 10. All right. So, can your son, you just told him to clean up his room and do well. I'm going to run downstairs to the kitchen and cook you something to eat. And when I come back up, I want to see your room clean. And you come back upstairs, not only did he not clean his room, but he was in your room. He messed up your room. And then after that, then you just say, oh, okay, then here, let's go to Paradise Park. I want to give you a treat. That ain't gonna slide. Right? You see, do it make sense? See, because I was explaining to somebody the other day, and this is what I find. This is why we got to talk about this, because we as people, we want people to move past our sins. We want people to just move past what we've done to them or what we failed to do for them. You know, and I was saying it in regards to, I have a document that I have with a saint that reached out to me the other day about, I guess, quote unquote, wanting to come back. I said, well, you know, here's the thing. Whenever that saint, if you decide that you want to come back here, guess what? I still got the document. We ain't moving past that. Because otherwise, why would y'all say repent, right?
That's right.
For the sins of your forefathers and repent for your sins, and then, right? It's then. See, it ain't about holding that over nobody's head more so than y'all want to clear us of that guilt. You want to clear us of that fault that we operated in. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So it's what the whole thing is about, because even the land has to accept you. Right?
Yeah, because that affect on everybody.
All right, so we're gonna move. I think we light bulbs are starting to flicker a little bit. I think. All right, so question again. Why is there a reproach on the house of Israel? All right, we're gonna move forward. Because I know some of y'all answered because we did this, because of that, this, and so we heard it. All right, so here it is. We got Joel chapter 2, 17 through 19. Then we got Daniel 9 through 16.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go Joel 2, 17 through 19.
Let the priests, servants of Yahweh, weep between the porch and the slaughter place, and let them say, spare your people, O Yahweh, and do not give your inheritance to reproach, for the nations to rule over them. Why should they say among the peoples, where is their Elohim? And let Yahweh be jealous for his land, and spare his people. And let Yahweh answer and say to his people, see, I am sending you the grain, and the new wine, and the oil, and you shall be satisfied by them. And no longer do I make you a reproach among the nations.
You hear that? Shall be jealous for your land. And he said, no longer do I what? Make them a reproach. So that means that we are reproach. In order for you to return to the land, then reproach has to be removed. You got it? The stench has to be removed. Let's look at reproach. Hebrew 27:81. All right? Kripah. Kripah. CH is a K sound. Chet. What? Chet. Kripah. Okay. So here it is. It means reproach, scorn, taunt, scorn upon enemy. Reproach, or look at this, resting upon condition of what?
Shame.
Shame and what?
Disgrace.
So that's where Israel is. Shame and disgrace. Now I was going to play the video, but I'm going to wait till next week till y'all can see it. Because Brother Beth sent it to me, and it's perfect for what it is. Because see, we don't understand who we are. When you see this, I'm telling you, it's going to bring a damper. You talk about shame, because I don't know no other people that live that type of shame. That's what I call reproach. And when somebody show me another people that got that type of reproach and shame on them, a condition of shame and disgrace at that level, then I can start maybe considering. But I don't think we can find one. All right? So, we're going to look at something, all right? We're going to open up to John chapter 2, verse 13 through 17, all right? But what we're going to deal with is Yeshua is getting ready to deal with reproach. Okay? We're going to look at something. He's going to be dealing with reproach. Is this buffering real bad still, Brother King?
Sir.
Wow. We'll reload. That's why I was thinking we should have took it down.
It's not on our end, it's on watching.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll reload, we'll re-upload this so, you know, you don't have to sit through the torment watching online. All right? So, are we ready to hear this? So, let's listen in. Let's listen in. All right? So, let's go. John chapter 2, verse 13 through 17.
The Passover of the Jews was near, and Yeshua went up to Jerusalem. In the temple, he found people selling cattle, sheep, and doves.
Now stop, Deacon. What did he find?
He found people selling cattle, sheep, and doves.
He found people selling cattle, sheep, and doves. All right? Where were they selling this at? In the temple. Let's go.
And the money exchangers seated at their tables. Making a whip of cords, he drove all of them out of the temple, both the sheep and the cattle. He also poured out the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. He told those who were selling the doves, "Take these things out of here. Stop making my Father's house a marketplace." His disciples remembered that it was written, "Zeal for your house will consume me." The Jews then said to them, "What sign can you show us for doing this?" Jesus answered them, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up."
So, y'all hear this? So, see, I got to bring you somewhere, because see, what we got to understand is that we're talking about he's dealing with a reproach, right? Do y'all see that as a reproach? Do you? If you think it's a reproach, raise your hand. If you don't think it's a reproach, don't raise your hand. Over here, all right? All right, so let's look at this. So, Psalm 69:9 in the KJV, what does it say?
For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up.
Now stop. It says, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. Go ahead.
And the reproaches of them that reproached me
Now hold up. Stop. You hear what he said? The reproaches. Because this is what Yeshua was referring to. So what they was doing, you was selling, you was making merchandise out of the people in the house, in the temple. So he said the reproaches of thee do what?
are fallen upon me.
They have fallen on him. Okay, so this is what I want you to understand. So these people that Yeshua was dealing with, were they worthy to be in the temple of Yahweh? Were they worthy to be in the land? But see, I don't think we really think it. We saying no, sir, but we looking at, okay, y'all almost saying that in the manner of saying they doing something bad. But really, what is the depth to all of that? Because see, unless you start to understand it, then some of us, we're not worthy to be considered to be in the land. We're not considered to be worthy to go through the gates. So what is the depth to this? What was Yahshua really saying? See, he saw money changers exchanging merchandise. But remember, he also came for a reason. There was a depth of reason why Yahshua came. See, either when I show up, either I see what I'm supposed to see, because this is why I be trying to explain to some of you all when I be talking to you. You would want to wonder, like, why are you saying that? I ain't saying it because of what you did. I'm saying of what I know this is supposed to look like. See, when Yah is dealing with this nation of people, then it's supposed to be a certain look. There's supposed to be a certain anointing on it. It's supposed to be a certain result that's supposed to take place when the people of Yah is in the place. These folks supposed to feel a different manner of thing on you when they come by it. Right? But when you say, I'm a son or a daughter of Yah, then people don't feel nothing on you. There's nothing about you. There's nothing distinguished between you and them. Then really, are you what he was looking for? See, he came to the temple of Yah. He came where the temple was set up, to where his people were. And when he came, this is what manner of thing he saw. Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
See, some of you all wonder why. I spent probably about 20 minutes the other day. I saw something. I just started talking to Jayla. Everything in the spirit fed me, I fed her. Now, whether she receive it or not, whether you just let it fall to the ground, whether it's a game, whether you think about it later on, it ain't on me. I did the same thing when one of Sister Crystal's clients came in the door. What I said to her came up on her, didn't it? It came on her. I didn't know that woman from a hole in the wall. I don't know what you do. See, because the Spirit already has an expectation. So what I'm saying to you in depth, sons and daughters of Yah, is that Yah already expected, because you heard the word. He's put things out in front of you. He has things that get said to you along this journey that's supposed to produce a fruit. So when the master returns, and you get to see him, and he get to see you. So either you're going to have the sign of being sealed or not. I'm going to show you something later on in this teaching when we're going to read out the Apocrypha. You're going to see why this is so important. See, because what he was saying, what he said right here, and the reproaches, that means there's things that cause reproach. With the Father. And the reproaches of them that reproached. So that now you got people that have reproach. And they walk out their shame, or they walk out reproaches. Well, let me give you an example. It's just like me, or you, or my sons in their father's house. And I'll be explaining to them, when you go outside of my house, either you're going to represent my name well or you're not. Well, guess what? All you all are out in the nations. When you go out, the other nations get a chance to see you. They see you with your head covered. They see you in the grocery stores. They watch you. People watch you when you come into the community center. If you come here with your pants sagging and smell like just big dope. Right? Stumbling. All right? Taking a leak right on the side of the wall. I done seen people. Right? Just a disgrace, right? That means you bringing a reproach on me. Or we bringing a reproach on the Father, right? Disgrace in the house of Yah. So I'm saying this for a reason before we move forward. because I want you to understand something. Here we go. So let's move forward. All right. This clearly shows that the house of Israel has a different what? Heart towards their Elohim, because their reproach has become as the nations. Vain and what? Vain and fruitless work. So this is why when Yeshua seen this, it's like, that ain't Israel. I come to the temple of Yah and I don't see the true heritage going on now. You become like the nations. You setting up shop in the temple of Yah. Right? This makes sense? Right? Let's keep moving. So next we're looking at the reproving of this holy nation so that we can be prepared for being back in the land of our fathers. So let's look at something. We're going to go to Leviticus. This is right here on the screen, Leviticus 18:27. All right. And let's read.
For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled.
And what did it say? So it says that the men that were there before had done all sorts of what? Abominations. All right? And so let's look.
That the land spew not you out also, when you defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you.
You see this? See the land. It said the land spewed you out. Y'all hear this? How do the land spew you out? Come on.
Stop producing, and tornadoes and droughts and all kinds of things.
See, we've been rolling. We've been rocking and rolling. Mother, she got mother on fire already. See, the land will stop producing. It will harden up. You know what I mean? You won't get rain. You won't produce the crop that you need. I mean, your cattle will die. It's gonna shut up to you because you're defiled. But think about that, the land. But what kind of life is the land living in? You see this? Remember, Israel got in trouble because they did not stop planting in the seventh year. The land was supposed to have rest. And I remember it said, and she was not able to have her rest. She. So I'm like, why is y'all giving all these things distinctions like that if it's just an inanimate object? We're going to see later on. Huh? We're going to see we talking about something. See, you all got to understand that, and this is why I'm saying it, because here's what's happening. The other mother pack. All right? All right? So this is what's happening, Mother Pat. See, I don't know you, Mother Pat, but I only hear of the wonderful reports that I get from the mothers that have talked to you, that have spent time. And I said, well, then let's get them on out to the land. Now, if you come out there tomorrow shooting and spray paint, then somebody was wrong. But see, we know we know that ain't what you coming out there to do. But my point is that you're being welcomed, just like Yah is welcoming us back into the heritage.
Hallelujah.
Right? Because he's expecting something out of us. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what's going on right now. He's expecting something out of us because he's doing something special with you because of his spirit. See, we're going to read. You're going to see that the land is waiting for you. Creation groans. Didn't it say that? Think about that. How is creation groaning? Why is it patiently waiting? for the manifestation of the sons of Yah. What has happened? That means there is something else that, well, let me just go ahead a little bit. I can't hold stuff a lot of time. Let me just go ahead and dig in a little bit. So this is where I'm going with this, so y'all can be in tune. See, next week, we're going to be looking at some things that's got to do with the reproach, but then it's going to look at how the reproach came about. But see, we're going to find some of those things out today, but really, I said something earlier. I said the nations have done a good job, or, there's been a good attempt to keep hidden from you the knowledge about being Israel for a reason. And so when we look at some of these attempts that had gone forward, then the expectation of why it was hid in their eyes is manifesting right now. When you see the shame, you see that these people are lost and you can continue doing the things that you do. See, it ain't really them, it's their father, the devil, that has hope that you never make it home because he's jealous and envious of you getting your hands on the promise. So then when it come back to you, when Yah is giving you shepherds that's feeding you with knowledge according to understanding, and you not receiving and you reject knowledge, then this is why you're going to be rejected, because you're not even in position. And the fruit is going to show forth. The abominations that your hand is able to commit, the things that you don't have no control over when you sin and do. Think about some of the sins that you do. And how you're able to just move in sin and not move in righteousness the way you move in sin. Think about that. That somewhere you have been deceived, somewhere that you have not really truly heard the message. Because Yah, the message is preparing you for the land. See, Yah is going to go do the same thing, brother. We're going to go clear the land out and prepare for those whom he has sanctified. Are y'all hearing this? See, we got to look at things just like one of the things we're going to look at next week is we done found it. We done found the document, the House of Representative legislation that was wrote on it that changed Native Americans long before. They changed it from Native American or Aboriginal to color, Negro, black. Oh yeah, we got it. We got it in hand. And it was done on purpose. So watch this. Let me share something else then, Brother Fred. Well, the Indians are crazy. Because they seem to worship nature. Or are they worshiping nature? Or are they being in line with nature? Because Yah got the creation waiting on you, and you understand creation. And let me just stop. Y'all ain't ready. I don't think we ready for next week. I don't think so. I told you I'm trying to get your mind prepared, but you so stuck on fairy tales. They got you with Jack and Jill and Humpty Dumpty a long time ago. So you learn the nursery rhymes real good. You can't think about nothing else. Humpty Dumpty sound what? Wow. Come, don't act like you don't know. And Humpty Dumpty had a great what? See, that's what I'm saying. How you remember that from years ago? Right? We can't remember the 23rd Psalm, okay? The Lord is my what? Shepherd. I shall not want. He leads me. All right, there we go. Hallelujah. Hey, everybody like, hallelujah. And we ain't that bad, though. Jeez. All right. So you hear this. So he's saying the land. Look what he said. He didn't say, if you go to the land and you sin, I'm going to kick you out. What did he say? The land was going to what? You see what I'm saying? Even the land gets disgusted at your disgrace. Are y'all hearing this? You remember that the other people came in the land, Brother Mark, and they was trying to go and live in Jerusalem, and the lions started attacking them. Even though they had to go get one of the priests, so they could start keeping the commandments and doing right, so they wouldn't be attacked by wild beasts. You see how the land sent? You see that? That's what we mean by the land. Now it's Yah's hand is on it, but he got it set up like that. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for that. Huh? Go ahead, Brother Steve.
I just thought about it last night after Brother Daniel went off. I watched the Adam and Eve movie, and I just thought, it's just a thought. I'm not making notes or something, anything else, but it's just a thought I had. About Adam and Eve, the sin that they did in that garden, and y'all put them there. It would have been so the land that movie went into a little depth with Adam taking his sons back to go find the garden, and he said this is where it's at, and he picked up some dust and wasn't there no more. So I just was thinking maybe so the land is one of them there no more.
Well, I mean, you can't even, if you think about what Yah said, he even put flaming swords. You don't have no way to enter in it no more. See that, and that's what I mean. You gotta understand it. Think about just in concept. I'm glad you just said that, because in concept, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Yah has already said to us. Listen to this, saints. Touch not the unclean things. You hear what I'm saying? And if you don't touch, then he's gonna what? Receive you. See, we don't think in terms of that. See, we don't think of that when we go on in our day-to-day about touching uncleanness. And what become unclean? So you got to become aware of them type of things, Brother Ray, Brother Fred. Take it, brother. Y'all hear me? Brother Ray? Yeah. That's how we gonna do it. I felt Brother Fred's excitement, but I was talking to Brother Ray. That's good though. We just connected, boy. But you gotta understand that this is what it's about. See, when you listen, are y'all really listening to me, or just like? See, listen. Watch this. Come here, sister. I want y'all to come here. Right here, right there. Come on. All right, brother. I want y'all to come stand up here. All right, stand right in front of the table. Right, you come stand on this end. You stand next to her. Stand next to her. Right there. Right. All right. Good. I'm gonna get out of the way. Right. So now watch this. Which one of them are unclean? Which one of them are clean? So then watch this. Here it is. See, we can't necessarily say who is clean and unclean. But y'all got it set up where the land knows whether they can be accepted. Y'all knows whether they should enter into the congregation or not because of uncleanness. Right? You get what I'm saying? See, I ain't gonna go into detail, but it's just like, for instance, it would be a time of the year or a time of the month where you don't want to be on the same bed with your wife because of what? Uncleanness. You see what I'm saying? But you don't know. I mean, these days you don't know. Oh man, that woman on her, she on her uncleanness. Look, there she is. You don't know. Do you? I ain't never seen like a little red light like I've never seen it. But here's the standpoint that I want to say to these that I got standing up here. See, understand this about what Yah is doing. See, Yah is sanctifying to itself. And what's happening is the word, the same word, is being poured out. And so the word that Yah is pouring out, this is what he's saying. Because we're going to read this here in a little bit. He said, I'm going to put my spirit within these. All right? I'm going to put my spirit within them. So now, with certainty, because this is what we're going to see when we read today, with certainty, these are going to be prepared for me to take into the land. You get what I'm saying? But what we do, then, we tie Yah hands. We destroy the work of Yah when he's giving his spirit. He's pouring it out. We don't desire. We don't seek it out. But we desire still those things which defile. See, what Yahshua came in, when he came into the temple, what he saw was the uncleanness of the world. He saw the uncleanness of the nations. The nations set up and make usury. The nations set up and make merchandise of everything. So like I was telling y'all long ago, I said, we started putting socks. I started cutting socks in half, them long tube socks, and putting it on our arms. We was playing football. We was doing it at UCM. And it was a little style. When you put the Nike band around there, and you got the sock cut. If you can't tell, you got your hand wrapped up with tape and glove. You didn't know what that was. It was like, that looked kind of nice. So they sat and studied it and made merchandise. So then what you see now in mostly all these mega churches, folks have made merchandise of it. You can't go into, they strategically do this. They have the church store set up right before you walk into the congregation doors. But I know the church we went to, it's like the store is right there. And then the door right here. So you got to look at the store. This blinking, lights blinking, and like, so you go to the store or the church. You get what I'm saying? You remember, right, Sister Abigail? So this is what I'm saying. So my whole point to why I got them standing, we can't tell, but every last one of y'all could enter into the land. Every last one of y'all can enter into the gates if you don't touch the unclean thing. See, and I could say with certainty for all of y'all, if I knew this, if I knew you were operating in the same manner of spirit, that the works that the measuring reed of the Holy Spirit say that you should be operating in. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So you can't ask how. You can't say, well, I don't know how. No, we already got a measuring stick. We already have a measuring reed on who is. It's how you don't be deceived who's coming up. See, a lot of us are going to be deceived when the man of perdition come on the scene because we're going to be fooled by lying signs and wonders because we don't have a measuring reed to understand. So I'm planting something because this is what's needed so now that you make sure you meet the measure to enter into the land because the land ain't going to receive you. All the things that y'all setting up now, the new Jerusalem and the new heaven and the new earth and all these things, this only set for a certain brand of person. Do y'all know that? So when you hear these little things like y'all saying about the land will spew you out, then guess what? You one of the ones. You gonna see what we did here next week? Y'all may be seated. Bless y'all. Y'all need to clap for them. They ain't do nothing. All right. Who confused? Lord have mercy. Is anybody confused? Like, I don't even know what he was talking about. All right. We'll hope that. All right. So in order to dwell in the place being prepared, the people must reprove their wicked ways. Y'all hear this? So we're gonna look at something. All right. What does these set passages speak to us? So let's open up. We're gonna look at Luke chapter 2, 30 through 38. Then we're gonna look at Matter chapter 15, verse 24. So let's look at that, and then I got some other scriptures coming your way. But see, I'm trying to show you something. See, because here's my point that I'm going to make with this. See, when Yahshua came in and changed and turned over the money changers' table, what do you think, Mother Yvonne? How do you think the people felt? Come on, you know us. Let's go down 39th Street right now. Okay. It was comfortable with it. What do you think, Mother Joe? Sister Joe? Mother Joe? She's like, no.
I think they were upset. I think they were ready to sway in.
Mm-hmm. Israel, right? What? You gonna say, come on, y'all gotta think now. Quit this little box we in. Come on now, don't look. You know how you know, don't you, brother? You know, brother Cole. Somebody come and turn the table over. Right, your money in it. The N word going everywhere, ain't it? Left, right, upside the wall. See, I had to remember. I remember when Brother Wayne's dad walked in, and I blanked out for a minute. What? I mean, what? Right? It just mother pain. I apologize. It's like it sits right there. I don't know how. But that's where it sits, Brother Fred. You know what I mean? All right, hallelujah. Let's go. Luke chapter 2, 30 through 38.
For my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared in the presence of all peoples, a light for revelation to the Gentiles, and for glory to your people, Israel.
Wait a minute, you hear that? See, he's saying something that he has seen. You hear it? Read it over, Deacon.
For my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared in the presence of all peoples, a light for revelation to the Gentiles, and for glory to your people, Israel.
Now you hear that? He said two things. Light and glory. Light and glory. You prepared it for a light for the Gentiles for revelation. So you said all. Right? But you prepared it. Lord have mercy. Google taking over. This phone in his pocket. And he just started talking about light. See, he ain't no more privacy. It's gone. Jeez. Google is service. You hear me? But he said for glory. Of who? Israel. You hear this? It don't stick out. Nothing, don't ring a bell, don't do nothing to it. Don't do nothing. It's just like, oh, okay. But that's what I'm saying. We've been waiting. Everything's waiting. So it's going to be a glory for you because it's like, man, okay, man, here's the whole story. They say it's a light for revelation for the Gentiles, but it's glory for Israel because this whole thing is about getting the people back into the land of promise. The land been waiting on you. The sun, the moon, the stars been waiting on you. I mean, everything been waiting on you. Those that's gathered around, saying, holy, holy, holy. They waiting on you. Because they know y'all keep his word. So everything watching to see if y'all going to keep his word. And that is the glory. Does it make sense? Yes, sir. So let's keep going. Let's go, Deacon.
And the child's father and mother were amazed at what was being said about him. Then Simon blessed them and said to his mother Mary, this child is destined for the falling and the rising of many in Israel,
Y'all hear this? He's destined for the falling, and the rising of many in where? Israel. You see what I'm saying? Because you have a renewal process. You have a way that's going to do away with that reproach. And some is not going to do away with the reproach. So that means you're going to be falling. You're just going to keep on. You didn't make the cut. But some is going to see, and they're going to want to get that reproach off. This is where we are. This is where we are at today. This is what's happening right now. This is why you show up to Sabbath. You didn't show up to Sabbath to come to say that you fulfill a requirement. You show up because you are a part of the glorification process. Right? Let this make sense. Get understanding. All right? Was that it, D?
Says 38.
To 38.
The falling and the rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be opposed, so that the inner thoughts of many will be revealed, and a sword will pierce your own soul too. There was also a prophet, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was of great age, having lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage. Then as a widow to the age of 84. She never left the temple, but worshipped there with fasting and prayer night and day. At that moment she came and began to praise Yahweh and to speak about the child to all who were looking for redemption of Jerusalem.
You hear this? They were looking for redemption of what?
Jerusalem.
What is Jerusalem? Land, right? Is that what they were looking for? They were looking to become black Hebrew Israelites? What? You got it. Okay, so make sure you remember that what was said. Do y'all understand what was said? Read that last part again, D.
At that moment, she came and began to praise Elohim and to speak about the child to all who were looking for redemption of Jerusalem.
You got it? All right. So let's look at Matthew 15:24.
And he answering said, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
You hear? Yes, sir. You hear? All right. All right, so here it is. So let's look at the reproof. We got Isaiah 58:1, and then we got Luke 4:22 through 28. And then when we get done with this, D, we're going to be in the Apocrypha.
Yes, sir. Listen to me, you that pursue righteousness, you that seek Yahweh. Look to the rock from which you were hewn, and to the quarry from which you were dug.
Y'all hear this? What is he saying? What did he say? Brother Keith, what does that mean? Huh? 58:1. I'm sorry. Come on.
Sorry. My apologies.
Lift up.
Shout out. Do not hold back. Lift up your voice like a trumpet. Announce to my people their rebellion, to the house of Jacob their sins.
Y'all hear this? So why is he saying this? Come on, think about this. See, because if I'm to ever prepare a people ever to repair a people. Then I have to begin to show them the error of their ways, or else you're going to take this same sin over into this holy place that I'm giving you, quote unquote holy place. So let me give you an example. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and I was asking, like, why did you leave the school where you was at playing volleyball? Like, what happened? Right? And it's a boy, by the way. I'm just joking. Brother Alex, like, he's a queer. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. But, so, she told me, well, I got kicked off campus because I tried to take my own life. I took a bunch of pills. I'm like, why? Well, do you know? And then she named this store athlete I know of. I said, oh, here we go. A boy. And I said, so is it worth living in confusion and distraction or uncertainty and progression? Well, obviously, I said, well, which one do you like? Well, I like this one, but I said, there's no way. I said, it don't make sense. I'm stopping you in your tracks right now because there's no way to live in distraction, all right, and confusion unless you love. But some people love distraction and confusion and say that they don't. You hear what I'm saying? So how do I know? So I'm asking you all, how do I know that she loved living in distraction and confusion? Huh? Function, action. Because here it is, you were already told by your parents, you're on the way getting ready to leave and go back, and they told you, don't go see this man. And before you left yesterday, the gym, you crying like, I'm going to go see him. I'm like, do you realize what y'all been through? The police been called on y'all. He got locked. I mean, he was in a small town, a racist town. They had him and almost beat the crap out of him and they could have done anything to him. And a long list of other things. And now your family is ecstatic and everybody's going crazy. And you sneaking around sending messages, and you got a fresh new start. You're getting ready to go to another D1 college and go play volleyball. Everything's new. Nobody knows you try to do off yourself. None of that stuff follows you. But here's this one thing that you're getting ready to take with you. You're getting ready to leave tomorrow to go, and you want to go see him tonight. Well, here's the question. Is that thing going to follow her at the next place? You see what I'm saying? So the reason why I use that scenario, because this is what we don't realize about this is why Yah is doing away with the sins. He said, if you repent for them sins, right, then he'll forget those sins as far as the east is from the west. Right? He said he'll forget it. That means you never did it. But see, that's what I'm trying to tell you all. I'm sitting here talking to, look, Pastor Corey is sitting here talking to Israel. I'm talking to you. I'm talking about things you're doing. I keep saying it, things just like last night when we had the house meeting. Now, was that just a pleasant, go-lucky talk meeting? Or what was it, Brother Keith?
It was straight up.
It was straight up. But some people like, some people, if you've been in that meeting, you probably would have lost your mind. Because it's something in there that is you ain't able to receive. And this is what I'm talking about. We want to go over to the land. Everybody here is going to, what question did I ask? I said, is everybody going to want to go over in the next season? Right? And what the answer was?
Yes.
Yes. Just like everybody going to want to go over in the land. But you don't have the fruit. So this is why Yah says, lift up thy voice like a shofar. Show my people their what? See what I'm saying? Show you where you transgress at, so that so I can receive you back, so I can take you over in what I promised. Unless you do that, you're not getting to that promise. You're not getting into the land. The land is not going to receive you. So I keep saying the same thing. When I lay this out next week, because it's going to be like some of the stuff going to seem like it's going to be a strange concept. So strange that I had a brother call me last week, and he was blown away. He was already there. He was like, so you got to really sit and listen to these messages. Some people, even though you're sitting still, even though people sitting in front of the camera or sitting in front of your computer screen and watching this message, you ain't really sitting still listening. Because the listening is supposed to be at the soul level. See, that's what you may realize. Some people are not here to guard your soul. So you really can't listen intently. You can't really listen with that depth. You're not guarding your soul. You're only keeping the Sabbath. You keeping the Sabbath, but this is about guarding your soul. Did y'all hear what I said? That's what we like light bulb. Like, I get it. Are you done, D? All right, let's go Luke 4:22 through 28. So listen to this. Listen. Watch what Yahshua says. See, what I just said about talking and what I said last night, it was for a reason. Because then I'm going to come behind what Yahshua said, then I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something in here. This is why some of us, mother, just can keep doing the same ridiculous bull crap. See, when I get reports, I'm just like, see, I know you ain't on that level. You ain't guarding your soul. You're not on that level. You people we don't understand. That's why I'm like, I'm having a good time with this message. With what y'all doing, what he brought all the way from when he said he was going to, bring out the armies of God, and then the burial place of God, and then restoring Israel back to the land. I'm having a ball with this because I'm seeing just how much preparation I need to make with how my daily walk needs to be, so that I'm proven good in the sight of God. Because everything he said is true. He's going to do it. For sure. But you don't believe in Yah enough, then this is a go to church message. This is like, God is good. Yeah, I just say that for 2 hours. God is good. Yeah, we just keep saying it. I might as well, right, Brother Fred? God is good. Right? And people just keep sitting there. Yeah. If you got any sense, right, Buck? Come on, let's go, Josh.
And all were bearing witness to him, and marveled at the pleasant words that came out of his mouth. And they said, Is this not the son of Joseph? And he said to them, No doubt, you shall say this proverb to me.
Stop. Hear this? See, look what he's saying. He was saying all sorts of pleasant things, right? So they rubbed him on the back, puffing him up. You hear me? Yeah! Right? They was like, wow, aren't you the son of Joseph? Boy, look at him. He's growing. Boy, look at you. And then look what he turned around and did. Go ahead.
Physician, heal yourself. Whatever we have heard being done in Kephor Nahum, do also here in your country. And he said, truly, I say to you, no prophet is accepted in his own country.
Now stop. This is why he's telling them this. Because he get ready to say something. See, I spoke good to me, but he said, look, I'm going to already tell you, no prophet is accepted. Where? In his own country. See, because I'm getting ready to say something. Come on.
But truly I say to you, many widows were in Israel in the days of Eliyahu, when the heaven was shut up for 3 years and 6 months, and there was a great scarcity of food in all the land. And Eliyahu was sent to none of them, but to Sapphira of Sidon, to a woman, a widow. And many lepers were in Israel in the time of Elisha, the prophet.
Wait a minute, hold up. You hear that? See, you had all of these people that were suffering, but he was only sent to one woman out of all them people. See, because now all these people in burn, because you just got through saying good words to me. Like, oh, well, go ahead, physician, go ahead and go heal all these people. Because that's what people like seeing you doing. See, I know. I already get this. That's why I see some of y'all, you ain't even trick me to be sitting up wasting my time praying for you and doing this and doing that. I'm just telling you. Not when you ain't understand. I'm telling you what it takes to enter into the kingdom. You ain't even doing that. You ain't even bearing the fruit to do that. And then you always want prayer. You always want this. You always want somebody to come and heal you. When it's passing you by. It ain't meant for you. See, that's why Yahshua is saying what he's saying. When you get done reading that, Deacon, I want you to read it in that. Let's read.
And none of them were cleansed, except Naaman, the Aramean. And all those in the congregation, when they heard this, were filled with wrath.
You hear this? They was filled with wrath. When they heard it, he's like, wait a minute. Who you think you are now? You just got to rub my back. Now you filled with wrath. Read the other verse down. Look what it says.
And rising up, they drove him out of the city and brought him to the brow of the hill on which their city was built, in order to throw him down.
You hear that? You see what I'm saying? See, this is because these people, their heart wasn't with Elohim. See, you already came in and saw them exchanging money, making merchandise. And then when I came in and you gave me soothing words, I gave you reproof. And then you desired, the truth came out. You desired to see me thrown over a hill. See? See how it worked? Read it out there, D.
All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his mouth. They said, is not this Joseph's son? He said to them, doubtless you will quote to me this proverb, Doctor, cure yourself. And you will say, do here also in your hometown the things that we have heard you did at Capernaum.
Stop. Now hear what he's saying? That's why I want to read about that version. Because he's saying, oh yeah, do that also here. See what I'm saying? That's what people want. See that? So I'm already in mind what y'all want me to do. That's why I'm preparing myself. I don't know what's going to go down here in a few weeks. That's why I'm getting in with y'all. I don't have nothing planned. Y'all hear what I said? But I keep telling you, I'm the same. Look at it. I'm the same person. You see it? I'm the same person when I turned 11, right? Same person. Right? But I'm saying this for a reason, because I'm the same one that's preaching on what got to be done. Because I'm in line trying to tell you that, guess what? We got to get ready to enter in. We got to get ready to enter into the land. We got to get ready for what's coming. ahead, D.
28.
You up to 28?
And he said, truly, I tell you, no prophet is accepted in a prophet's hometown. But the truth is this. There were many widows in Israel in the time of Elijah, when the heavens were shut up for 3 years and 6 months. And there was a severe famine over all the land. Yet Elijah was sent to none of them except to a widow at Zarephath in Sidon. There were also many lepers in Israel in the time of the prophet Elisha, and none of them was cleansed except Naaman the Syrian. When they heard this, all in the synagogue were filled with rage.
Y'all hear that? And Naaman wasn't even Israel. He was Syrian. That's why I wanted you to hear. So they got mad. It's like, you think people are sent for you. When they are sent for you, they give you what you need to do so that the purpose of the sending can be administered. This is what I was talking about last night. I'm like, how? How can these things be when this is set on your hands? And you don't manage well with it. But then on the flip side to everything, you allow yourself still to produce. Because this is why I stirred people up. I said, can you see? See, I'm knowing what I see because I'm looking at the measuring reed. But do you measure people with the measuring reed of the Holy Spirit? Are they producing the fruits of the Spirit? See, they ain't listen, you know, here's the thing, but you gotta understand, this how desperate you gotta become. You're gonna have to dig in so deep and desperate with the Most High Yah that you do bear the fruit of the Holy Spirit, that you know for sure with yourself that Yah is working through you. You don't need no other man to testify that. That's you. If you need somebody to testify that, then you lost. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta produce that type of fruit. So that's why, guess what? Because inside the soul that y'all called, that he's been calling you and calling you, you know, you've been jacking around, then he's for sure gonna let you know that, no, not yet. You ain't in yet. I have not sealed you yet. You're not in the place, because guess what? You're gonna find yourself still, because guess what? It's automatic. The Holy Spirit comes to consume, so it's gonna consume the evil things that you would do so that you don't do it. So when you walk according to the Spirit that has come in you, then guess what? It's easy. The things I didn't have control over in years, time past, it's no problem. Because I watch things that I used to have issues, major issues. It's gone. And it feels good to have power. That's how I'm in power. That's how I'm able to walk in confidence. That's how I'm able to stand before y'all and lift my hands with joy and knowing you got to hear me. Because you said you was going to hear me. You see what I'm saying? This is what this thing got to be about. We can't just walk some fictitious life out and think that, I'm doing, no, it don't work like that. That's why Yah is reproving us. That's why reproving came. That's why Yahshua didn't come in jail. He didn't come laugh. He didn't laugh it off. You said he was good, but he reproved you. He said, look, only one got healed. Here, only one got healed there. So why was he saying it? So why did I just say it? So guess what? Somebody can look sincerely in the mirror and say, you know what? I ain't ready for the land. I'm somewhere I'm unclean. Somewhere in me, I have something that I'm still dabbling in. My hands still touching. some places I'm not prepared in. That's what that's for. See, everybody's putting on fringes. Everybody's saying they Israel. Everybody is this, and everybody's kicking knowledge. But everybody ain't getting prepared. And I'm showing you aspects of what the land. You know what I mean? He's going to restore back to the land, but are you one of the ones going to be restored back to the land? Why not? All right, let's move forward. All right, so here it is. We're in 2nd Ezra. We're going to take the peek at being restored to the land. All right? Chapter 2, verse 1 through 7 first. So we're going to go there, and then we're going to stay in the same chapter, read 15 through 30. All right, so listen to this, because this is it. All right? This is the last thing we're doing today, then we're going to be out of here. So, but I'm pointing things out, because I'm going to be right back in this book, this 2nd Ezra, next week, but I'm going to be pulling out key things that's going to go right back to what's talked about in Ezekiel 39. All right, so let's listen up. Verse 1.
Thus says the Master, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them commandments through my servants, the prophets. But they would not listen to them, and made my counsels void. The mother who bore them...
Wait a minute. You hear that, Brother Mark? It said the mother who bore them. Now, I already took you to Leviticus 18, 27 and 28. Because he said something, Brother Fred. He said the nations that were there before you committed all sorts of abominations. And they defiled it. Lest you come in and do the same thing, you're going to be spewed out as they were spewed out. You hear this? So now you got to listen to what he's talking about. See, you got to listen. See, listen. He already said something that's in depth. We've been talking about the sun, the moon, the stars. Now, y'all just said something distinctly through the mouth of the prophet Esdras, and I think we missed it. Because I asked, how can the land spew you out? Well, here's the story of the land. Y'all hear it? Let's go, Deke.
The mother who bore them says to them, Go, my children, because I am a widow and forsaken. I brought you up with gladness, but with mourning and sorrow I have lost you. Because you have sinned before Yahweh.
Stop. You hear it? You hear the mother's story? Mother. Who's mother? Over here. Who's mother? The land, ain't it? You hear this? I wait on somebody to say, well, I think it might be Rachel, right? Or Leah. Or Sarah. Right? Come on, Deacon.
But I have lost you because you have sinned against Yahweh your Elohim, and have done what is evil in my sight. But now what can I do for you? For I am a widow and forsaken. Go, my children, and ask for mercy from the Master.
Stop. You hear that? Didn't he just say he was talking about Isaiah 58:1?
Yes, sir.
Did we see Yahshua come in the scene when he said, surely I have seen salvation come? In Luke?
Yes, sir.
And so even the earth is telling you, go and ask mercy from the Father. Y'all hearing this? See, you got to understand. See, you got to be one, but you got to understand. See, and when I looked at how you mixed up all that culture, and you had these folks down like they were just worshiping the sun and the wind god and all these other things. No, God said just go out and look and see in my creation. If you see in my creation, you can see me. Right? So the land is involved in the restoration. The land is pleading with you. Right in Ezra. That y'all ain't know that was in there. Come on.
Now I call upon you, Father, as a witness, in addition to the mother of the children, because they would not keep my covenant, so that you may bring confusion on them and bring their mother to ruin, so that they may have no offspring. Let them be scattered among the nations. Let their names be blotted out from the earth, because they have despised my covenant.
Stop. Y'all hear this? Along with the mother, it's been a witness set up against you. Just like right now. See, what's happening? A witness is being set up against everybody in here. Everybody watching this film right now. Why? Because salvation has come. Truth has come. Yah has brought a way to make sure you get a chance to hear this. Faith come by what? Yeah. So you make sure that you get a chance to hear it. See, all these things is witnesses against you. That guess what? You sat in the day that I showed you how much I wanted you back. Because not only did I want you back, see, when in abstract land, in Christianity, then we only look at this thing, oh, Jesus came and he wants us to be in God's kingdom. Man, that's so abstract. But see, in this, you get to understand that, you know how many things that Yah had wanted. You see, you can better understand when he says, creation patiently waits for the manifestation. Because all these things is witnessing that Yah wanted you back. Because he created them too. And they witnessing that he was the thing that he wanted the most was the apple of his eye. And all these things is bearing witness that you did nothing when salvation came. Salvation came to give you his spirit. So you can line up, and now you can be in line with everything else. Who remember growing up just shooting BB guns at birds and things, right? Do you want to do that type of stuff now? No, why not? Right? It's wrong. It's like I want to cause harm for no reason. I'm not in need of food, so why would I cause harm? Right? Just for no reason. I remember coming out my back door was one of them little black crow-looking birds on the neighbor house up there. I watched him fall off the roof. I said, boy. Now I went over there and put it in him. Did you? Oh, it was a little one of the ones that had you get it off. That's what I was doing. It wasn't one of them just like, dang. I think about that. I think about that often. Like, foolish. Repented. I repented. I knew how foolish I was. Young, dumb, full of foolishness. Right? Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Come on.
Shooting that squirrel.
Yeah, that's it. Come on.
Woe to you, Assyria, who concealed the unrighteousness within you. O wicked nation, remember what I did to Sodom and Gomorrah, whose land lies in lumps of pitch and heaps of ashes. That is what I will do to those who have not listened to me, says Yahweh Almighty. Thus says Yah to Ezra, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I was going to give to Israel. Moreover, I will take back to myself their glory and will give to these others the everlasting habitations, which I have prepared for Israel.
Now stop. See, he just said something there. See, if you didn't hear, he said, tell my people Israel, they're what? He's going to give the kingdom to who? Jerusalem. That he was going to give to who? Israel. Well, y'all already set it up. So then that just makes this true about Christ coming. Because Christ came from the tribe of Judah, which they dwelled in Jerusalem. Right? This was the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was Israel. Right? Is that right? So now it's in the hands of Judah through Christ. And all the tribes that's with them. And so now they ruling the whole kingdom. They're going to rule the whole kingdom. So he made that known even right here in Esdras. But again, it's still his land he talking about. All right, so let's listen to this. So now we're going to look at verse 15 through 30. Listen real close here. We're going to really end out.
Mother, embrace your children. Bring them up with gladness, as does a dove. Strengthen their feet, because I have chosen you, says Yah. And I will raise up the dead from their places and bring them out from their wombs, from their tombs, because I recognize my name in them.
Stop right there. God's so good. You see, even the people that's in the ground, He's going to recognize his name in you and bring you into the land still. Come on.
Do not fear, mother of children, for I have chosen you.
Stop. You hear what he's saying to the land? Don't fear, mother of children. They're going to come back. Even the ones that's in the ground that got my name on. Making a promise to the land. So say, he ain't talking about that. Well, guess what? He gave an example when Ezra was explaining, to according to this vision he had of this woman who her son got married. And as soon as he got married, he spent all those days in the marriage chamber. You know what I mean? And then when he got married, he only was there married for 7 years, then he died. And when Yah revealed it, it was like Israel only was there for a short stint. And I can't remember, I don't know if it was 3 days and related to 300 years. It was something, I had to go back and read it. But the thing, the land was representing the mother who lost her children, her son. All right, let's go.
I will send you help, my servants Isaiah and Jeremiah, according to their counsel. I have consecrated and prepared for you 12 trees loaded with various fruits, and the same number of offsprings, and the same number of springs flowing with milk and honey, and 7 mighty mountains on which roses and lilies grow. By these I will fill your children with joy.
Stop. You see this? So he makes promising the land that I'm going to do these things. I'm going to put 12 trees back in. They're going to bear various types of fruit. Look at that. So in the end, we're going to go through 12 gates. 3 on each side of the city. And we bringing in a multitude of people with us. Remember he said, whatever tribe that you sojourn, so that's where you shall receive your inheritance in Ezekiel. See, I ain't told man. It's all right here. And he making a promise to the land. So why is a promise being made to the land? I'm still asking that question. The same ones I asked at the beginning. See, that's how you got to become one with these things. When you become righteous, you become one because Yah is making everything holy. Even when Moses was going up, he said, the place that you stand is what? Holy ground. Take them sandals off your feet. Because you holy. You right. Them shoes ain't. See what I'm saying? What if Moses was unholy? He wouldn't be able to stand on that ground. I know it's like, well, what is he preaching about? Doesn't it sound way off, don't it? I'm just trying to get your mind going before we get to next week. Go ahead and finish, Dick.
Guard the rights of the widow. Secure justice for the ward. Give to the needy. Defend the orphan. Clothe the naked. Care for the injured and the weak. Do not ridicule the lame and protect the maimed. And let the blind have a vision of my splendor. Protect the old and the young within your walls. When you find any who are dead, commit them to the grave and mark it, and I will give you the first place in my resurrection. Pause and be quiet, my people, because your rest will come. Good nurse, nourish your children, strengthen their feet. Not one of the servants whom I have given you will perish, for I will require them from among your number. Do not be anxious, for when the day of tribulation and anguish comes, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but you shall rejoice and have abundance. The nations shall envy you, but they shall not be able to do anything against you, says the Master.
Y'all hear this? Y'all hold on to this. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. See, it's like, so he's talking to the nurse. And then as he's talking to those who are going to be on the land, these are the things that's supposed to be on the land. Caring for the widow, burying the dead, doing those things. That's what he's saying, because it's one. The ground is going to receive back that which came from it. I mean, all this thing is intertwined. And y'all showing you this how it is. It's like, well, this whole chapter is all metaphors then. Or is it? Similes. You understand what's going on. Yah is in alignment with what Yah is talking about. It's in alignment with everything that he made. You, the sons of Yah, you're supposed to be aligned with everything that Yah is doing. That's what this whole message is about. You're supposed to be aligned with everything that Yah created. That's how you're supposed to return to us. Then you return to your place of glory. Then the nation's going to understand just how powerful you was. When they thought how low you was, they're going to figure out how wrong they were. You ever get it? Come on.
My power will protect you, so that your children may not see hell. Rejoice, O mother, with your children, because I will deliver you, says Yahweh. Remember your children that sleep, because I will bring them out of the hiding places of the earth and will show mercy to them. For I am merciful, says Yahweh Almighty.
All right, hallelujah. Give Yahweh a hand praise. See, the thing about the Most High Yah is the fact that we can begin to see his splendor. We should have saw that today. Did you, Mother Pat?
Yes, I
Mother Pat, number one. Subtle. Sata. Grandmother. Sata. That's it, right? All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
All right. I want to be there too. All right. But was your brother Carl, was you able to see into this? It's a little more intricate than just showing up at Sabbath, ain't it? Right? Huh, Brother Steve? Is it? See, it's a lot of things. There's a lot of pieces involved in you being restored. Other than what you think. That's why you can't just be going around, well, I'm going to do good today, or I don't really feel like doing right today. I'll get it right sooner or later. No, that ain't this. You see what I'm saying? If you understood anything today, you got to get this right fairly quick. Because there's a lot of things that's attached to you that want to see you. And that's in creation. That's how cold you are. See, when we start looking at it from that standpoint, you're going to understand you can't just go on willfully sinning. You can't come, don't let people come and just say, I'm Israel to you, because it ain't about that. It's a little bit deeper than that. What do you mean you Israel? What are you doing? See, that's why I hate when I get people say, yeah, I'm Israel, but then you got all these multiple lifestyles that you got going on. You Israel, you commit, you the janitor, I mean, you all kind of things. Now, you know what I'm saying? And that's what people understand. See, this is what, I'm glad, Mother, that y'all shown me that I need to get on this path and this path only. And then not only to get on this path only, but it's showing me the inner workings, the depth of being on this path. So you ain't just on it, it's a depth of being on it. See, because you're going to be in rulership in the kingdom over the whole earth. You know, you're going to rule over the whole earth. So all of these things, the ocean, the river, it's all going to submit. And y'all showed those things even when Yahshua came. He said, rebuke the storm. Wait a minute, how do you rebuke the storm if it ain't in submission to Yah? If it ain't a part of this being under your rulership. See, we missing it. Come on, mother. Come on. Right? I'm trying to take you out somewhere. If you didn't get it, I advise you to go back and watch it. I'm going to see how terrible it look online or how excellent it look online. And we're going to do what we got to do. Who enjoyed this message? Hallelujah. Let us stand. Father, we praise you, we thank you, we glorify your holy and mighty name. You're worthy to be praised. We just ask that you make provision for us as we travel home, as we get ready to go back to our prospective places of dwelling. Let no evil thing have come upon us, Father. Let no evil have gone to our dwelling places, Father. But send holy angels before us, that your presence and your will continue to be before us. We just ask that you just let this word sink deep down in our hearts. Let it resonate in our minds. Let it be in our speech. That all that we do, Father, it be to the glorification of your name and your will. Let all Israel say, hallelujah in the name of Jesus. Praise God. All right, we got to clear out ASAP and bless y'all. Shabbat shalom.
Praise y'all, saints. Saints, those who rode on the bus here, we're going to depart through the kitchen. And those who help with the audio visual, I need y'all to go